Good. It's good to see you. So Ryan.
I was waiting for the sun to go down, but I need to get going.
So Ryan, what are you going to do next year? Do you know?
I don't know anything. I don't. If I did, I might tell you, but I don't know.
Do you know what your want to is?
I know what my want-tos are. And that's a long story, but it's not achievable in a few ways right now. So
Are you going to be patient and see if something comes up?
I have been. The phone has it wrong, and I haven't put it out there, so I don't know.
Well, if you wanted it, wouldn't you put it out there?
Yes. Yeah, it's very complicated.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not just a matter of wanting it,
And it's not just for you.
or just putting it out there.
Yeah. It's a tough business.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be just fun. It's a sport. Sports aren't supposed to be businesses.
Okay.
I mean, do you think Sunday?
You?
Either way is good for me if it's what you want to do, right?
I don't know. I mean, there's a chance of that. There's a chance of that every weekend. So, I mean, realistically, I just want to go out and have some fun.
If someone calls about a part-time opportunity, are you interested in that, or are you just looking for
I mean, if it's a winning opportunity, it doesn't matter if it's a part-time, full-time, or a one-race deal. That's what I want to do. I want to get back in victory lane.
Yeah. And is it complicated because it takes money and you got to come with money?
No, it's complicated because it takes money. I don't have to come with money. There's a lot of people that are bringing money, and there's a lot of people that aren't asking for much and doing it because they're young. And again, like I said, it's very complicated and it's way beyond this atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That makes sense. People are willing to do it for nothing.
It's not even that. It's not. I mean, you're using generic terms.
Yeah.
The fact is there really aren't any quality rides out there that are available that I know of.
Right.
Somebody has called me and made it available, so I don't know.
So is this an emotional weekend for you? If it could be honest,
It's emotional, but I mean, it's ironic, I guess, at the same time because I know my first start was here 21 years ago. So to come back 21 years later and have my last contract driving start, it means something. I don't know that it means much, but like I said, I'm not announcing any kind of retirement or anything like that. I'm really just I don't have anything on paper for next year right now.
You know, some
Alex, why are rivalries so important to this sport?
They're what the sport's built on. Rivalries are important to any sport, right? I feel like without rivalries, rivalries engage fans so much more. They make people so much more passionate about things. So while I'm a guy that likes to stick to myself and be pretty quiet at times, I may not like it, but I think it's definitely good for the sport.
Have you and Denny talked? Do you plan to talk?
No, I would have if all the things that had been said didn't get said. So at that point, I've been on the other side of him getting loose under me and crashing me twice. And one time he said, "Hey, I'll give you a free ride on my jet to make up for it." I don't have a jet to make up for him, so not much I can say. Obviously, he's got some pretty big issues with me, and it is what it is.
You've had a pretty good year, 4 wins in the first year in the 48. I know this has to go up there as probably your best year of your career, but looking at the season as a whole, just how would you rate it?
Yeah, we just need to find consistency. We've had some really fast race cars, and it's been great to be able to do that, to win 4 times, but if we could find a consistency, it sure would be nice.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Roger, just about like you stepping into this role, any advice he's given you?
Not a tremendous amount. He's certainly very busy with things he's got going on. We talked a little bit about finishing this the right way, and I feel like that's gone. We both made commitments to give it our all, and I think we both have done that.
We're 22nd, 25th place car, 26th place car in speed right now. I think we're several steps behind in chassis spec, several steps behind in body spec, and we get within at least a step, if not on the same step with this next gen car. It's inevitable. The big team, more people and more tools and resources to figure it out, but I think that we'll be able to, like our outlier days, like we had in Daytona, days we had in Darlington, when we're in the top 10, instead of happening once every 6 to 8 weeks.
So next year when we go to those races, you know, I can kind of get. It's big, like going to the bigger crowds and having bigger atmosphere and more people. It's a lot of added pressure and a lot more noise, and trying to figure out how to suppress the noise, right, is huge. So we try to be as focused as possible, and I think it's been great for me. I'm really appreciative of Spire Motorsports for what we've done. We've been very straight up where the car's been this year, right, and I think that's helped me not put pressure on myself. I'm just going out there and getting the best we can. So no, it's been great. I'm looking forward to being competitive next year and really trying to go for some wins.
Any off-season plans at all?
Test the next gen car a lot. That's what all of us are doing.
Be better.
Yeah, I mean, you you have to always hope for a better tomorrow, right? Otherwise, it's pretty depressing. So, I think that's the attitude of the organization is, chin up and gear up for next year and come out of the box swinging next year with the next gen car.
Where do things stand with the
That's for the race team to answer. I mean, as far as all that stuff goes, that's Brett Fruit, Tony Stewart, Gene Haas, all those guys are in all those negotiations and talks. As far as I know, everything's good, so I'll leave it at that.
He's got comfortable that he'll be okay for next year.
Yeah, I always have, and I've been answering those questions for a long time, and I don't know where the basis comes from, but I've had a multi-year contract with SHR for a while, so yeah.
I mean, I think you'll maintain most of the same departments. Some of them are going to get dramatically shrunk. The wind tunnel programs and the body hanging departments and all that. That's dramatic reductions. It used to be every team built their own gears and all that stuff, so that'll go away. That's pretty much a complete elimination. So, and I imagine there'll be reallocations to other departments.
Matt McCall is your crew chief. What did you see in him that you liked?
I mean, he's made the playoffs 5 out of 6 years, and just seems to be a real racer that has his head screwed on straight, gets results. We've got to get results next year, and he's, from a free agent perspective, he's clearly the leader in the pool there.
You expressed some sort of concern that Ford under the hood. You said you have a lot of work to do. What can you do at this point to
Well, the homologation ends every Sunday afternoon, so when the homologation ends, I expect the engine shops to do a major upheaval of all the bits and bobs they can work on. So that's a big part of the culture change as well. That it's going to happen, I guess, starting Sunday afternoon.
So it won't be a new engine, but it'll be a revised.
Yeah.
Join as a teammate, but also co-owning the squad.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit of a different one, right? So having a driver that's also got even more skin in the game is going to be really interesting as well. I know that it's been, right now we're still competitors, so it's a little broken apart. I know after this weekend we'll be able to really start diving into it and being able to get with Brad a lot more and dive into what he's looking to achieve.
Does it help, of course, winning that truck race in Nashville to keep yourself available marketability-wise?
I don't know.
Going into that.
I think it doesn't hurt, right? It made me feel better winning that first race in the truck in something I've never been in and a track I've never been to. So that was really cool. But I'm not really sure. We're gonna find out here over the next month or two. I certainly. I'd like to know sooner than later kind of what I'm going to do, but whatever it ends up being, I want to feel like when I show up, I have that same opportunity to win races and work on myself as a race car driver more so, than anything.
If you look at our company as a whole, we've tried to be that second best car next to Harvick fairly consistently, and that's something to be proud of. It's hard to really judge, I feel like, this year, just because of what our company was last year to what it is this year is kind of two different things. So from a performance standpoint, you always want more. You want to go win every race, but I think maybe a C-, B+ there. I definitely think I could do a lot of things better inside the race car and just tuning the car for what I need at the end of the race. That's something that as we get to go back to practice and more experience, I can hopefully help with. That's probably the biggest thing I would say is the takeaway of kind of where that grade comes from.
How close do you think RCR is to not only winning, but winning on a consistent basis?
feel like we were pretty close this year. A lot of the downforce tracks, 1.5 miles and above, what works at one works at a lot of them, so you can't really hit on one thing that's only going to work at one place. Things that you work on, you got to get better at, kind of apply to all the big tracks, all the short tracks. So it feels like we're getting closer, and that makes it that much more difficult to break through and win, because what it takes to win week in and week out applies pretty much to every event that we do. So it was nice that we're getting closer, but we're right in that spot where a lot of decent teams and drivers can't get stuck, so we have to really push to get through that.
Have you had to learn maybe some patience winning so much coming up through the ranks, and then it's obviously a lot harder to win in the Cup Series?
It certainly is, but I did a lot of dirt racing growing up, and there was a number of years in the series that I was racing is just as tough as the Cup Series, but a totally different world, obviously. So getting put through the dirt, and quite literally the dirt, but the ringer, and having to go through that learning curve against the best of the best on that side of racing in a way that I didn't see coming really prepared me for the adversity that we were going to have on the upside.
For a long time, decades, he's been in the sport of auto racing and even NASCAR, and that's what gives me the confidence that what he says holds some merit, because he's been in the CGR shop for years driving. He's been in the town of Mooresville and Concord and Charlotte area focusing on a driving career, so he's seen it from that side, and he's seen it from the team owner side at the K&N and the sprint car side and coming up, and now he's taking this big leap. So, I don't think that anything he says should be taken lightly. When he says he's going to do something, he does it.
How much have you seen in the growth from Denny as an owner this year?
Yeah, I can't imagine being in his shoes, but just thank him for the opportunity. Him and MJ coming together on this deal, nabbing me for the driver, and just enjoying it. So trying to do a small part. I told Kurt I was glad I got the first lane.
How much time do you actually get to spend with him?
Whenever he comes to the track, so he's always watching on TV. He's always sending positive vibe text, so it's cool to have that relationship.
Any preference for Kirchie for next year? And have you been involved in any sort of discussion?
Yeah, they say once you win a race, you get a seat at the table. So it's been fun having those conversations. Woody's done a hell of a job. He's done a really good job. I really love working with him, and we still got a race tomorrow to close out. But he's been top dog.
Chase McCabe, 102.5 The Game. Obviously, you're here to win a championship, but 9 wins and being one of the most, if not the most consistent teams in the garage this year in your first year with Hendrick Motorsports, where does that accomplishment rank before going into tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something we're all proud of, having the speed that we've had consistently, like you mentioned, all year. Winning 9 regular season races plus a all-star win, and being in the Final Four. I think that's something to be proud of. So happy with how the season's gone, but we still have the major thing that we really want to accomplish tomorrow.